Good day, everyone. My name is Cousin David, and I'd like to specially welcome you to the Architecture Bootcamp. In this bootcamp, we'll be introducing you to software development, as well as providing you with guidelines and resources for you to continue in your software development journey. Now, before we go ahead to softwares and web development, let's understand what problems are. Problems are matters or situations that are regarded to as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. An example of a problem is you are going out and it starts raining. Every problem requires a new way of doing things, an easier way of doing things, or to put it well, I'll just say a system of doing things. A system is a set of principles or procedures in which something is done. A system, for an instance, will be an umbrella. You lift it over your head when it starts raining to prevent yourself from getting wet. Now, let's go ahead to softwares. Softwares are sets of instructions, data, or programs that are used to operate computers and execute specific tasks. To break that down, softwares execute tasks, which means software solve problems. The point to note here is that before you build a software, it is important that you understand the problem that warrants a solution, which is the software. They are called software systems because they introduce a new or better way of doing something. A software is a set of instructions, which means someone has set a guideline as to what a software should do and how a software should do it. They run on hardware devices, from smartwatches to mobile phones, to laptops, to meters, to lots more. Softwares can be built for numerous electronic devices. Softwares are computer programs. Our focus for this bootcamp would be building softwares that run on the World Wide Web. Now, before we proceed, I will define some key terms that will meet along the line. Number one is a network. A network is a set of connected nodes, the nodes being computers. A network allows these nodes to share resources. Now, the internet. The internet is a network of globally connected computers. Now, a network allows computers to share resources. The internet allows computers to share resources globally. The World Wide Web is the resources that are found on the internet. So let's just think of the internet as the roads that connect towns and cities together. The World Wide Web contains the things you see on the roads, like houses and shops. Now, web pages. A web page is a document that is viewed on an internet browser. It may contain text, graphics, hyperlinks to other pages, and the likes. Lots more can be found on a web page. Now, a website is a collection of related web pages, related content that is identified by a common domain name and is published on a web server. Now, to why we are here, which is web development. Web development is the work that is involved in developing a website for the internet. Web development can range from developing simple single static pages of plain text to complex application, electronic businesses, and social network services. Now, in everything we do, we need to achieve quality in all that we do and efficiency. For every web development project also, it should be like that. It is best to follow guidelines to achieve quality at the end of the day. Now, we have defined some guidelines and we have defined them into 7 stages. And these 7 stages are what you should keep in mind so you can develop beautiful and quality softwares. The stage 1 of the guidelines will be to define your project. Now, you have to focus on your business details. You have to define your offering, your purpose, your unique value proposition, your mission, your vision. You also have to define your business goals. You have to set clear, measurable goals for your website to develop the most effective strategy. You also have to include the key performance indicators that you use to measure performance. Now, you are not building websites for yourself most times. You are building it to be accessible by a large audience. This audience are called the target audience. So you have to define your target audience and research their preferences, their likes and their dislikes, study their online habits and more to get to know them and their expectations. Also, you have to research your competition, analyze their strengths and their weaknesses, and you have to develop a plan to position your brand on the market. Now, the next stage would be to plan your website. In planning your website, you have to focus on two key things: your sitemap and your wireframe. Now, your sitemap is just like a bird eye view of your site. It determines the list of pages and their placement in relationship to each other on the website. An example of a sitemap will be listing that your page will have an home page, an about page, a contact us page, and how they will be positioned in relationship with each other. For example, most websites usually have subscribe buttons at the down. Some of them have their contact page at the down of the page. So you have to plan all these things and their relationship with each other. Also, you have to understand and create your wireframe. A wireframe is the layout of these each individual pages. I mentioned contact us page, frequently asked questions, about page. You have to lay out this individual page, identify their elements and their content. And also your wireframe should cover both desktop and mobile versions. Now, the next stage will be to design your website. You have to introduce your branding and complete the look and feel of your website. You have to define each branding element, from your colors to your logos to your icons to the images and videos that you use. Now, these branding elements should remain consistent across all channels of your business, from your website to your social media pages to marketing materials to newsletters and lots more. Consistent branding will help create a memorable visual identity for a brand, which increases recognizability and promotes trust in the business. Now, the stage 4 will be to create content. We have ascertained that we are creating a website for a target audience. We also have to create our content based on the target audience. Content in terms of languages and lots more. You have to keep your target audience in mind when you are doing that, and you have to do a lot of researches to come up with your landing pages, your testimonials, your case studies, your blog posts, your videos, your images, newsletters, social media posts. You have to create that content based on your target audience. Research where they like to spend their time and define what type of content they are most likely to interact and connect with. Now, the next stage will be to actually develop your website. You have to develop the front end and the back end of your website. In this bootcamp, we are going to be training some people on the front end and training some people on the back end, and we are also going to enable the front end developers and the back end developers collaborate with each other. You need to use industry best practices and detailed specification documents when developing your website, from the platform you use to different features and functionalities. Your website should be built with the ability to scale to match your growth potential. Now, the stage 6 will be to test your website. Before your website goes to the target audience, you have to be sure that everything is in order, because launching a website that gives people problem is not quality at all. So you have to test your website from the developers. The developers have to test all the different components of the website and ensure that there are no broken links and their compatibility with what the target audience might use to visit your website and interact with your website. Now, the next thing will be to maintain your website. Now, once you have hosted your website, your site is live. It does not end there. You have to perform regular maintenance, add more functionalities, provide update features, and lots more. Now, regular maintenance include editing existing content, fixing bugs and issues, installing plugins, and lots more. The modern web design trends are constantly changing, and new technology provides opportunities for advanced features and functionalities. Now, in light of that, I would love you to do a quick research on services that run on the internet. In this bootcamp, we have three tracks, which is UI UX design, we have front end development, and back end development. The next video you will be watching would be specific to the track that you have chosen in registration. Thank you very much.